future, and then your daughter goes, Dad, we were looking for you for 20 years.
Yeah. Time shift. And that's how we start the show!
Welcome.
Yeah. Lisa, to our first actual clearer recording.
Clear podcast without any of the static.
Oh, yeah, because somebody could be listening to this on audio once I rip the audio and not be seeing the video. Otherwise, I'm guessing this will end up on YouTube, probably.
Yeah, it should be on YouTube. If not, well, I think then we have nothing to worry about. No shame, no guilt here, because if it's not on YouTube, well, like...
If it's not on YouTube, it may as well not
exist. It will be on our website, niksflix.com.
And this is the Nik Show.
Put a comment at the bottom if you want t-shirts.
Do we have the ability for them to add comments?
Well, add comments. Do we?
We can. Like, we could... I thought about that for each episode. Like,
well,
we
if
could
we
have it on its
record
own
this,
page.
then we just put it on YouTube, load it on YouTube, and then they'll be able to, like, comment and, like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess if we put it on YouTube, they can comment. Right? We're so professional!
Yes, we are. So, don't mind us. I try to be professional. I wore a flannel to...
Because...
it's buttoned up, I
he's
just thought,
the
like...
Nik and Nik's Flicks.
Whoa,
and I am the man behind the
This
mirror.
is a family show here. Whoa.
Yeah, no cussing unless we
Unless
have
it
no other way to
slips.
express ourselves.
Unless it slips, because, we definitely can't be...
Yeah, I didn't mean that about the no cussing.
Cussing.
But,
I think the thing is what we have here is the box, and people are going to probably want to know what's in it. We don't know what's in it. We're going to open this box up. Robert's going to talk a little. I'm going to talk a little. And
because this is yet another unboxing episode, except that this one is one where we are filming it as video too, so you guys can see, since the first live stream attempt was just so-so. But now, potentially, you guys can see nice and clear what we got here, which is...
I'm sorry.
You, gross, he has COVID. Not really.
I maybe, if I had COVID, COVID stands for, cooperative organization, victory, individual, determination.
Yeah, and don't worry, because the best thing about podcasts or videos is you're already social distance.
And you can't get it
He doesn't
through
really
video
have COVID.
unless sometime...
He doesn't really have it.
But anyways, guys... The most important thing about our show, we're always about movies. We will always try to keep it about movies unless you guys demand a viewer says, hey, and it becomes a trend, hey, would you guys talk about a certain other topic? But me and Robert here, we really like movies. We talk about movies most of the time. Maybe about work about 2% of the time.
Otherwise, we wouldn't be niksflix.com.
No, we wouldn't be niksflix.com. And I think we really going to, guys, for our viewers, guys and girls, I got to be politically correct. So, guys and girls.
If any ladies want to watch the show,
I am more welcome to have a lot of ladies watch the show. And like
no ring on that finger, ladies.
No, and no ring on that finger. And I just, one last thing.
That's going to be funny then, put one on.
We're gonna keep this about movies, guys, and I don't like talking about politics, so we're gonna focus on this box.
It's a political movie. Yes, because what we have here is another box that we partially unboxed on a different podcasting episode of the Nik Show. So I'm guessing that the top is probably ones that we already went through. And we can just maybe start at the bottom of it.
Yeah, and for you, anybody else who does this, like buys DVDs or buys whatever you buy, nothing on what we're letting on eBay is guaranteed, right, Robert?
Yes, this is for anybody that doesn't know, this is a box of movies that we bought on the old internet. And we don't know what they all are because it's a bit of a mystery box.
Can't you tell our 90s kids are still using eBay?
Nothing wrong with that.
No, I know.
Oh, no, now they know where we got them from. Don't steal our business idea. No. We're having fun, and we get to talk about movies, so it's win-win. And then if we actually happen to sell any, you guys can buy them, or we can sell them to people locally, and we might actually make $1 or $2 at it. And we get to make a show out of it.
A show which we love to do. And also, guys, just a reminder, that until this becomes a financially secure, until this becomes whatever, we're not going to be putting videos out like every day or maybe not every week because we have other jobs and we have other responsibilities.
You're really selling the show.
Well, I'm just
always be closing. Another movie reference.
But I'm just
if you guys want to throw money at us, we'll take money. Sure, why not? We got PayPal on the site.
PayPal on the site.
If you talk us into it, if you think that something else is better, like Patreon or something, maybe we'll consider it.
And if it's a certain topic, we might even have a poll or like a survey. Like, would you like us to talk more about comedy movies? Would you like to talk more about horror movies? Or we're not talking about horror movies enough? Or we're not talking about action movies enough? Well, we could do, like, there's a survey.
I was just making sure we were talking about horror movies.
Horror movies.
So
Did
far,
I say horror?
No. so far we have not come across any horror movies.
Horror movies? Did I say?
No, you're fine, but I'm just saying.
Horror movies.
So far we haven't had any unexpected movies of the horror category.
But like I said, Robert's going to start us off.
Okay. Sure. This time, I say rather than just grabbing a rant,
we're just gonna start pulling them out.
Grab one. That's Gamer with Gerard Butler.
I've never seen that movie. Enlighten me, Robert.
No, because I have to see it too. So we might even watch our own copy sometime.
I know nothing about that movie.
I remember wanting to see it when it came out because it was like something where you control a person in real life, but you were a video gamer, so it's like you were remotely controlling them.
It's kind of like me.
Also, it probably came out around the time of like right when Gerard Butler was up and coming.
Is that post 300?
I think. Okay, what year did 300 come? This 2009.
2000. It came
so
out in
300 probably came out
2004, 2005.
Or no, it's got to be like 2010. Either way, this was like where Gerard was like, pew, and now everybody knows who he is.
But now he's kind of like died off. He did like another White House. Somebody takes over the White House movie. Oh my God!
Bless you. It is like brand new, so we got a good deal on this.
Oh, and these DVDs are for sale, guys. So. Don't hesitate to post on the comment or send us an email. Say, hey, I'd like to buy it because we will not say no if you buy a movie.
We will even autograph one if somebody wants it that bad.
Autograph it.
We'll throw in the autograph.
And maybe even put a pun in there. Like fortune cookies have like paper inside them. We might put like a pun inside.
What if we put a fortune cookie in every DVD case? And so that you buy a DVD...
And coupons.
And you get a fortune at the same time.
Oh, there you go.
Like, early to bed, early to rise makes a man healthy, wealthy, and wise. Ta-da! Now watch Gamer.
Yeah.
There. Not bad. You're picked.
Okay. Oh, my God.
So many choices. We got a lot of movies here.
Spider-Man, no. You know what? I'm going to go...
Yeah. See
I'm gonna do, since I like these guys, Jackass, unrated version.
Number 2. I think I've seen number 2.
I've seen number 2.
1. How many did they make?
They made like maybe 3 or 4, I think.
Was that with the one guy that not Chris Pontius?
No, that's.
It has an RFID thing, or as some video I watched last night said, where a woman thought that was the government trying to track you, RFID chips. They said, "Oh, look, your fabric has an RFID. The government's tracking you."
These guys, like, I kind of like grew out of them because. How many times can you see him get kicked in the genitalia? A grown man get kicked in the genitalia. How many times?
No.
Ha ha ha. I say this is like this. It's just fun. I think it's fun. I think they're fun, like seeing them do like stupid stunts and everything. But I just grew out of it. Like I know I never got really into it.
Well, I could understand somebody going out of that, but like you said, if you just wanted something to watch with people, like just cheap entertainment kind of thing, or like people just doing things versus a scripted movie, then there you go. I will grab this. Arrested Development Season 2 looks like new. I have watched some Arrested Development. I never watched the whole series or the new Netflix one. Oh, that's kind of cool.
Oh yeah.
Look and
what is it like Arrested Development? Isn't it like they go broke? Like he has to rebuild the family.
Proof of purchase for when you need to prove that you own the movie to someone. Like, do you mail those into somewhere or like show the story? Yeah, I want to return this movie. Yeah, I purchased it, and then you just cut out the corner of it.
I think if you want to sell it in and get turn it in for a prize or something like that.
Somebody should comment. How much do you think I could get for what looks like a new second season of Arrested Development? Because I'm the type of person.
Opportunists.
I'm the type of person where I like to marathon shows.
Doesn't exist.
So I would probably watch the first season from start to finish, even to like get into it. I also don't know if it's still on our competitor Netflix anymore. Maybe because they did their own season, but I don't know if they have the rights to the original show continuously. So if not, well, then this is either going to go up on eBay or to a store that retails such things around here, and we have a couple parties that we could sell it to.
Yeah.
There you go.
Hey, you guys, like I said, all these are for sale.
What you got?
Nacho Libre. My favorite movie. I mean, guys, I have to say this is a masterpiece. Nacho Libre. Right there.
Tell us why Nacho Libre is
because it's his mannerisms. It catches Jack Black at his finest moment. I mean,
chubby Jack Black is
Jack
funnier
Black,
than
and
shape
what
Jack
you know
Black.
what's funny is that it never came off as offensive. You know, nowadays.
Yeah, could you make that now in 2020? Nacho Libre?
Now with the temperament of today, I mean,
if he made a sequel, maybe they would let it slide.
Well, they explain his background, like he's of European descent. He his parents abandoned him or something like that. He's like Swedish, something I can't remember but they explain his background.
Here, I thought that they made Jack Black look about as Hispanic as you can make Jack Black look.
Where it's hilarious because my favorite part of it is like he goes Nacho, and then he goes where he in the end where he gets up and he like becomes like an eagle. He glides down.
Maybe we should watch that.
And it's just I think it's Jack. It proved that Jack Black can dominate a comedy movie, a film such as Nacho Libre. And the guy who I do not know who his co-star is, but it has Salma Hayek, and she is great in it. And if you like Jack Black, you will like him in this movie. If you like School of Rock, you'll like this movie. The storyline is easy. You don't have to sit there and like, why is he doing that? It's like one of those movies where they make the storyline sophisticated and you're kind of like trying to put it all together and like, oh, yeah, that's right. But this, hey, he wants to be a famous wrestler. How simple and funny is that? And he just...
You know the type of movie it'll be just by the cover. So they say don't judge a book by its cover, but you could probably judge this movie by its cover.
And the quality, it's made out of a cheap flimsy, and like, how dare they?
What's the case? The case?
The CD is good, the case is flimsy.
DVD.
DVD?
I think you said the CD.
It's DVD. DVD, guys. I had Taco Bell, so that, like...
But did you have any nachos with your Taco Bell?
It's funny. I like this movie.
Okay, next up. I don't know what this is. I grabbed it because I don't know what it is. It looks like it was a Hollywood video movie, though, considering it has a sticker on there. But it says the Kovac box with Timothy Hutton. That name sounds familiar. Do you know anything about this? A thrilling matrix of suspense. David Norton is used to being in control. As a best-selling author, he decides the fate of his characters, his heroes, his villains, their lives and deaths. But what happens when his fictional world becomes all too real? David arrives in an idyllic Mediterranean island for a conference. His fiancée receives a strange call and jumps to her death from their hotel balcony. As he begins piecing the answers together, people start inexplicably committing suicide all around him. Now David has become the reluctant hero of his own living story. This time, he has no idea how it'll end. So it sounds like a thriller. I don't really know it. It came out in 2006, but that's one beautiful thing about a mystery box is you might actually find new stuff to watch. And I don't know if you guys are anything like me, but if you scroll through a streaming service such as, Netflix, all you end up doing is scrolling and never knowing anything to watch versus something like this. I might go like, hey, throw it in, see if it's any good.
Yeah,
right?
If not, we'll just keep it outside.
If not, we would totally sell it for so cheap that, like, why not try it? If you don't like it,
and
hardly costs you a thing.
Yeah, no, it doesn't, but it might cost you your time. Okay.
Only the most valuable thing.
Here's, I don't know if we ever talked this on our previous shows, but this one is really gets me. It makes me cry every time.
No, we haven't
seen this. What Dreams May Come. It's about a guy who. I think it's the box. I apologize for that. It's one of Robin Williams' better movies, like a movie that I like. It's basically about a doctor who lost his wife and his son, and it starts with him going to heaven. It's been a while since I've seen this guy, but guys and girls watching, it starts off with, in the beginning, how I remember it, he goes and helps somebody who was in a car accident, but then he gets hit by a car while he was trying to help somebody on the road, because he is a doctor, right? This person on the road's been injured, and he helps them, and he gets killed, and he gets sent to the afterlife, and he is, eager, while he's in the afterlife, he's eager to see his son, which is played by Cuba Gooding Jr.
Robin Williams' son is?
Yeah, Robin Williams in this.
Okay.
And then he starts wanting to find his wife, but his wife committed suicide. Right? So
sounds like a sad movie.
Yeah, it is. Robert, let's just say you wouldn't want to be like drinking and taking like drugs, because this is like sad.
So that's good to know, is that anybody that hasn't seen it, if they want a good movie, but a movie that's like thoughtful.
It's really good. It's a really good movie, but it's sad. He goes and tries to find his wife, but Cuba Gooding Jr., which is his spiritual guide or something, tells him that she's not here in heaven, or she's not here because she committed suicide and she's in hell.
I thought he's the son in the movie. He's the son, but also he's in heaven with him.
Well, that Cuba Gooding Jr. is like, his son disguises his appearance, and so his son is Cuba Gooding Jr. So
okay,
what I'm saying is that he's changed, so it's not how
black.
He remembers his son. It's funny. That's the one thing that gets you, like, really. And then he knew all along that was his son, but his son is his spiritual guide. But anyways, you have to see it. He goes and it's mostly about him. He goes in the afterlife and he wants to go and find his wife. And Cuba Gooding Jr.'s character tells him, "You can't. She's not. She committed suicide. She gets sent to like hell." And so he goes on it, and he goes, "Well, I want to bring her back and stuff." So he goes, "Well, you can't." and he defies the norm, right, and goes and tries to go find his wife in the afterlife.
Do you know they said that? I mean, I don't know enough about religion, but you said that the wife committed suicide or something. You're supposed to like not go to heaven if you do something to yourself like that. So maybe that's why he's looking for her.
Yeah, and it's his wife just commits suicide. And
sounds like you like this movie quite a bit.
It's a guy, and he begins. It's
Plus,
it's
imagine
been a long time
if you look
since
at
I've
that,
seen
if you
it.
look for that on streaming, you might not find something like that. That might not even be on there because
it
that's
really is
a little bit more of
good.
like an
Sad.
obscure kind of thing where sure it may have Robin Williams, but it's not what people are looking for unless a corporation has that as something that they're going after. In the heat of the moment of like choosing, okay, what do we put on our service next?
Yeah, it's a really good movie, guys. But just a reminder that you might want to bring some tissues because it is like sad.
Okay, well, this will be quick, but Arrested Development Season 1, and guess what? Sealed. So definitely good quality.
Could be on your list.
And I was just talking about marathoning it. Well, if I wanted to watch it, you knock out this season and knock out the other. We'd even bundle them together.
Yeah.
So if you're
two for one,
if you want them, well, I don't know, 2 for the price of one, or
2 for 2.
We'll have to work on the negotiation. 2 for 3.
2 for 3.
2 for 3. We'll charge you the price of 3 seasons for 2 seasons. No, but we would give you guys a deal. Yeah. So that one kind of explains itself, though. It's where it all began, and it was a good enough show that they decided.
I also
to
want to let our
bring
viewers know that, so we don't want to give away some of these movies. We don't want to give away the ending because we don't want, because you can always look up what the movie is about, and I think it adds a little bit of mystery, kind of like say, oh, it might be something interesting you might want to look up. Because it's been a while since we might seen some of these movies, so our timeline and our memory about
an idea though. What if we do end up
putting legal though?
If we do end up putting like podcast episodes on their own pages, or even if we uploaded this to YouTube and then we embedded the video on our site, which again is niksflix.com and niksflix.com. If we did that, we could actually also include like movie trailers for the most interesting movies. Like if you find that to be one of the most interesting ones we grabbed today, we could actually put the movie trailer on the same page as this, and then people could really get drawn in by watching a preview and seeing, like, oh, okay, that's what it's about.
Yeah, it's... And plus, we don't want to give away the movie because, it might be... We want to add some mystery to it and stuff, so... Anyways, next movie... Oh my god, there's so many good movies.
Eeny, meeny, miny, mo?
Okay, here we go. I'm gonna... Anchorman.
First one or second one?
That's the first one.
First one?
Here's a little interesting fact about this movie.
Ron Burgundy fan.
Yeah. Interesting fact about this movie is that the storyline is totally different from what it is in this, the Anchorman as we know it. The original script, the original idea was that they were and one of the actors who was in this movie said that originally it was going to have them in a plane crash in a mountain, and they try to survive and find their way down the mountain, and it's with Ron Burgundy leading them out of the mountain.
How did it change from that to?
I don't know why, but was it Rob Reiner who's in the movie? No, is it Rob Reiner? I'm trying to think.
Sounds like you know it better than I do, even though
David Cote.
My friend Alex really likes it.
It's
This one's unrated, uncut, and uncalled for. So
yeah, it's
has some extra scenes or
features. It's really funny. I like it. It's one of Will Ferrell's better movie. The storyline's great. the comedy, the script, everything I like about it. I really recommend Anchorman for those who haven't seen it. If you have seen it, see it again. I've seen this movie like 4 times.
Plus, I feel like Will Ferrell isn't quite making as many comedies as
No,
he was
he's
when
not.
like after he went on SNL. I mean, then he kind of like his movie career took off, and he was doing that and Elf and just a lot of them like back to back and Old School and now he probably is rich and doesn't need any more money. So
But
you're gonna have to talk him into a really funny
the-
movie like Step Brothers 2 or something.
I was gonna say the other thing is like, I think a lot of actors still want to be like bogged down with just comedy. You see it with action stars. Action stars like Tom Arnold try to play serious like.
He did a serious movie called.
Well, I'm just saying, like even Arnold Schwarzenegger did serious, like kind of like steered away when he did Twins. That was sort of like going away from his action movies, and like I said, Will Ferrell is like funny, but I guess I think he gets bored. Don't you think he might get bored? Like I'm
I
tired
could
of
see
playing
that
comedy
if
movies.
he just did the same type of stuff all the time. I feel like I was gonna say maybe I'm still waiting for Adam Sandler to get bored, but like you could get bored of doing the same thing over and over again.
And then on top of
or
that,
if you play the same character like it's a comedy and it's like. Yeah, that's what I meant by Adam Sandler. Like Adam Sandler, and they made fun of him on South
I
Park.
think Adam Sandler's like comfortable.
Oh no, they did that with Rob Schneider. Like Rob Schneider is in, and then it's just him playing another character. And like,
his co-star in it, the what's her name, Christina Applegate. Christina Applegate. She
was in Married with Children, right?
She was in Married with Children, but. If anybody does not know this, for those of you who do, then sorry, but I have to mention this, that she hated playing that character in Married with Children because it made her look like she was a total idiot off the screen. Like, it just, like, off the screen, she had the stereotype like she was a total ditz. Like, oh, you're an idiot. And I guess she hated playing it because she hated feeling stupid all the time.
Well, yeah, I mean...
And I think like even some actors, like Christina Applegate, there's like, you can go through every sitcom and like you'll find an actor who hated playing that role, but you're like, God, you're so good at it. And I think that's
like
where they get...
Screech from Saved by the Bell, right? Like hated
Screech.
playing the character and... Hey, it's Screech, and I'm sure Dustin Diamond went. I think you guys could probably look up Dustin Diamond's post-Saved by the Bell career.
But anyways, next movie, Robert. Let's get on here.
I don't know this one, so tell me if you do. Gabriel. Man's final battle comes down to this. As in the fallen angel. The guy looks familiar. Who is it? Between heaven and hell lies the fate of mankind. Does anybody know anything about this?
Christopher Walken in it?
Christopher Walken. I'm looking on the back. I don't know.
Because there's one like...
But the guy almost looks like he was in Gods of Egypt. Am I right on that? But I don't know. Let's see. In a solo simulation... Gabriel, and Samantha Noble. I'm not recognizing the name though. Casting, Faith Martin, costumes. It's like production. It must be kind of like
because like Christopher Walken plays in that
lower budget one. When did this come out?
Christopher Walken plays in that movie. I can't remember.
2008.
I don't remember the name of it, but he plays this fallen angel. Not this fallen angel, but it's like these angels conspire to overtake heaven from God because they felt like God has ignored them.
Andy Whitfield, Dwayne Stevenson, and Samantha Noble. Samantha Noble sounds familiar, but hey, I don't know. If you guys are into movies that have to do with biblical entities like angels, or like I saw Noah with Russell Crowe. Maybe this has that kind of a theme to where it crosses the line of like reality and fiction while playing up biblical storylines. I'm not sure, but maybe it's for you guys. So
all right. Here's a favorite of mine: Clear and Present Danger.
Why is that?
That one has William Dafoe. It has Harrison Ford, and it has James Earl Jones in it.
So it stars Harrison Ford, right?
And it has James Horner in it. It has
James Horner is the he is the composer. I think he composed the theme to A Beautiful Mind. I think so. I could be wrong on that. If I'm wrong, by all means correct me.
Yeah, correct us. We're doing an off cusp here. We're off this is not scripted.
One take and action.
Yep.
Well, wait, why did I guess I did the timeout symbol. Hold on, because we can see ourselves on the screen right now, so that's why I keep staring at the screen. Mm-hmm. Hi, camera. But I guess action would be like action.
Well, basically, what this movie is, it's like a classic, like a Tom Clancy movie.
The cover of it makes me think of
Harrison Ford plays like a CIA agent who gets back into working with the government, and he's investigating the murder of the president's friend. But they find out the president's friend is doing business with the drug cartels out of Colombia. So the president said, tries to figure out how, because the president and the government alone want to get the money that they find out is that the president's friend was helping the cartels move their money around and in their drugs, and what the government wanted was the money. So Harrison Ford's character, Jack Ryan, tries to figure out how to get that money, right?
That's how to get that money.
Yeah, like how do we get that money? But at the same time, the president and his staff and his advisors say, well, we want to start a war with the cartels. We want to get back at them. They want payback. So they're basically doing some stuff behind Harrison Ford's back, character Jack Ryan, that he's out of the loop when it comes to them wanting to start.
Did you say Jack Ryan?
Jack Ryan.
Character? So
Jack Ryan
isn't that the same character, Jack Ryan? And am I mixing him up with Jack Reacher? Like, is he played by anybody else in any other movies? Jack Ryan?
Yeah, that's by Ben Affleck did that movie, and then what's his name from Office? The Office played the Jack Ryan series in John Krasinski or whatever.
John Krasinski.
Yeah. But anyways,
so he did play because I thought.
And then what the thing is like, what's really good about this and what pisses Harrison Ford off, Jack Ryan, is that while he's thinking that, I'm going to get the money and bring it back to the United States and have the government, that's what he's basically thinking that this is all about. But the president has another plan by sending in the military special forces in to Colombia to engage and kill the cartel, right? And so basically, Jack Ryan, played by Harrison Ford, finds out like, hey, you guys, I thought it was just about getting the money, but here you are guys having war games down in Colombia, and so in the end he uncovers all the information, he gets dirt on the president, and from there, and William Dafoe's character thinks that Tom Harrison, Jack Ryan, is part of the betrayal. But Harrison Ford goes to William Dafoe character and goes, I don't know anything about this. I was here to get the money. I don't know about the military part. And William Dafoe is just... because
Dafoe being famous in his own right for also being in Spider-Man.
Yeah.
And also in Boondock Saints as a detective in there. Was this before or after Harrison actually played the president in Air Force One? I mean, did this come out first and then So he's playing a movie where he's protecting the president, and then later he plays the president in another movie?
And then the thing is, and with Clear and Present Danger, William Dafoe is the guy who organizes the attacks and does all that stuff, and he gets betrayed by the government because one of the cartel members finds out that it's the Americans behind the bombings of their cocaine fields and their transportation and all that, and so for him to keep his mouth shut, one of the president's advisor goes, okay, what will it take for you to keep your mouth shut about all this stuff, and what can you do for us if we tell you where our soldiers are? So the president betrays his own soldiers by getting them killed, right? And in exchange, not only will the guy not tell him, oh, I know, show the evidence that, hey, there's Americans in Colombia, but this cartel member says, I'll take out the head honcho, and then I'll decrease drugs from coming into the United States. But it's a really great movie all around.
I think we're getting a feel for the types of movies Nick likes. Nick likes either silly comedies like Nacho
Libre. Right? I love comedies. I do.
Spy / military / action thriller.
I like superhero movies.
Superhero movies.
Speaking of, like, when we get to William Dafoe,
I'll see if I can find one. Let me see if in the next box if there's any. Hey, well then you can. Okay, go do that one really quick. Do that one really quick.
It's like speaking of William Dafoe.
Yeah, Spider-Man 1.
Spider-Man 1, but he's not in that one. He's not in that one.
Spider-Man 1. Oh, camera is this way. Spider-Man 1 because the sequels were 2 and 3. Yeah, he's in this one. He's the Green Goblin. The bad guy. In this one. Yeah.
He is in that one. Why is it
special edition? Which was, and
that's directed by Sam Raimi.
Yes, and when this came out, even though the first X-Men movie came out before it, and even though it wasn't the very first superhero movie, there was Blade, and then it was the old superhero movies, plus the DC stuff like the Batman movies and the Superman movies. But so far as proving that Marvel superheroes were
that was a big
box office gold. Yeah, I swear this made like $700 million or $600 million in 2003 or
that was in 2001,
2002. So
2002 that came out. When they were doing that movie, wasn't it like 9/11 happened? And
yes,
came out and it shows a big American flag.
There was, if you guys don't know about that, because who knows, either you forgot or some of you guys might have been a little bit younger at that time when this came out. It did come out 18 years ago.
Yeah,
I believe that was the two towers that went down during September 11th were in the early movie trailers for it, and Peter Parker, aka Spider-Man, had created a web, at least in the trailers, between the two towers, and then the terrorist attack happened.
I forget about that.
They had to, they stopped using that trailer because, or that scene entirely because, that would probably be pretty sensitive or like a weird reference to make at that point. But that just shows how iconic the World Trade Center buildings were at the time of the movie.
And at the end, they have him to pay their own tribute to what happened in 9/11. They have him. There's this big, huge American flag, and he's on the flag post.
I think I remember him on the flag.
That was kind of their own little tribute. That's the only reason why that movie will always stick with me is because 9/11 happened, and it came out in the summer of 2002. But they were working, like you said, on that movie at the time all that stuff was going on.
And here's a fun, random little fact. One of the early movie trailers for it had music by a duo named E.S. Posthumous, who then went on to make movie trailer or preview music for a crap ton of those types of movies, or the next epic movies for the next 5 years. We're always using E.S. Posthumous music, even though it wasn't actually in the movie itself.
So I have to say that it just proves when we were talking about William Dafoe that he's had a pretty good movie career. I mean, he was in some blockbuster movies.
I feel like there's quite a few movies in here that I have not seen or I do not know.
Mod Squad, I have not seen that movie.
The Mod Squad.
If you know anything
Claire
about this
Danes,
movie,
Omar Epps, Giovanni Ribisi. I'm not sure if I'm saying his name right, but I do like him as an actor. He is in. Well, actually, he's in Ted 2 as the bad guy, and he's kind of like plays like a real creeper in that. But there is another movie, Boiler Room, that he stars in.
Who's that?
Giovanni Ribisi stars in Boiler Room.
Yeah.
And I thought that was a great movie. If you guys ever need something to see, that is a very underrated movie. So just the fact that he's in this at all.
Ben Affleck has a short cameo in it, doesn't he? He has a short role.
Yes. Ben Affleck's in Boiler Room. Not that I'm a huge Ben Affleck fan, but he is. That's actually kind of a tribute to Glenn Ross's Affleck scene in there. He kind of does a tribute to the scene with what's his name from Beetlejuice. That you watched it the other day. AIDA, ABC. But anywho, Ribisi's in this. Claire Danes, I don't know as much. Omar Epps sounds very familiar. I'm sure that he's been in a bunch of stuff. So this is probably, 2005. Looks like they play teens headed for jail. So this actually seems like the type of thing that I would check out. Like maybe not the not like a high budget movie, but like a very entertaining one.
With Nicolas Cage, Giovanni, whatever. Ribisi. He was in Speed.
I don't know.
That's not Speed. No, I'm sorry. What was that one?
This is one of those
two-sided. They carjack.
Gone in 60 Seconds?
He
might have been in Gone in 60 Seconds. Yeah. That sounds about right, too. So he's kind of like...
He's the most underrated actor. I always thought he was an underrated actor.
Widescreen and standard, that's how you know that came out in 2005, because it says standard, and that probably means 4:3 squarish resolution, but that's on one side. It has both on one, which is kind of convenient. Okay.
All right, and then I have to do this one. This one's...
you got a sealed movie? Ooh!
A sealed movie.
I might have to buy this one. I might have to buy one of our own movies from ourselves, which is pretty bad, but I don't think I have that. It's brand new.
I would like to say that out of all the X-Men that Fox did,
that's one of the better ones.
It's one of the better ones, and if they could redo it, I think they would start with this first.
You mean like
if they had to redo, if they could do it all, if they could go back like in time, or if they could go and do things right, this would have been like the way to start. Or to start was X-Men First Class, because I just thought all around it. Excuse me. It was a great movie.
Or as the Deadpool 2 soundtrack said, if I could turn back time.
Well, exactly.
If I could find my way.
Yes. Emma Frost was like, it was good. But I'm not going to say very many bad things about this. If
they did a good job with making Beast more entertaining, and just Professor X in general. Like, I grew up on the X-Men cartoon, where he's already immobile or in the wheelchair, and even though he's one of the more powerful ones, I don't know a lot of kids that grew up going, when I grow up I want to be like Professor X. They all want to be Wolverine or Gambit or maybe Cyclops, and so this kind of was interesting in that it starred him, whereas a lot of the focus of the other movies was on Logan in general. Even X2 and X1 when you think about it.
Yeah.
And this actually had a good focus on Magneto, and I thought that it did a really good job of relaunching those two characters,
Magneto.
Professor X and Magneto, and like showing their rivalry, or just like kind of reorienting the franchise, because after they did X3, I didn't know where they were going to go for movies. So to then pull this out and have it be better than possibly the first three movies.
Yeah, the movie redeemed it because they did like Wolverine X-Men Origins.
Yeah, that's okay. That's another thing too. X-Men Origins Wolverine.
That was horrible. And then when they did that one, was it X-Men 3, where they had like the Phoenix that came back?
That was X3. And so this was better than that. I also like Days of Future Past, which was I think the sequel to this.
I like that. I like that one. That one was good. It just like the first X-Men they came out in '99 or was it 2000? That one was good.
If I had to put them in order, my favorite as far as top 3, I won't count Logan or the Wolverine series because it's kind of its own trilogy. But I would almost go. Number 1 might be Days of Future Past.
Yeah.
Number 2, First Class, and number 3, X2, because it was like such an improvement on the first movie, and it's still they hadn't ruined it yet with X3.
Oh my! Do you know what? It's so like Wolverine X-Men Origins. That was like so bad. Even Ryan Reynolds regrets the day that he.
That's a good point. That was the first real Deadpool.
The Deadpool was so horrible, and what was the other thing was that I guess Ryan Reynolds to this day bashes it in his Deadpool movies. Like, don't.
Well, yeah, which is part of what Deadpool does is that like break the third wall kind of thing.
God.
But I mean, like,
I was even shocked when they're like, oh, okay, Wade Wilson, and you're like going. Oh, they're gonna have Deadpool, and then it's like they cover his mouth up, and they have swords coming out of his. I was like,
they attach the swords to his wrists.
Oh my god!
Maybe there's something in the comics about that I don't know about, but I don't think when Reynolds first signed on to be Deadpool that he thought they were going to go that route. I think he probably signed on thinking like, hey, maybe I could spin this off into my own franchise, and by the time they were done filming, it was like, hey. I don't know if they'll ever use this character again, and then to turn it from that into its own $1 billion series.
Oh yeah, and I think.
But now, without having Hugh Jackman as Wolverine, I don't know how that franchise will go.
Actually, they were thinking that
might as well relive it with this one, high quality, brand new.
I have the hiccups, guys. You know, but also I think people were also scared too when Disney acquired. Fox and the rights to like the X-Men because people are thinking like Disney doesn't have cuss words in their movies, right? They don't like they.
When did they acquire X-Men? Disney.
When they acquired Fox Studios.
Oh yeah, Disney bought Fox.
So I was like one of those people saying like Ryan Reynolds, like what I meant to say is that. I thought it was going to be over with because Ryan Reynolds was kind of the creator of Deadpool and it was his own thing. And then have Disney come in and, Disney, any actor, and you can find this on the internet with interviews and directors and stuff, that Disney loves to have control. And they like to stress that they make movies for the children. Right, they're a family thing, and so when you get Disney, and then you get like an R-rated movie like Deadpool and Disney, and then Ryan Reynolds' creativity and his individuality, and then with Disney going, whoa, wait a minute, and you're thinking Ryan Reynolds is just going to walk out the door. He's not going to even hear what Disney has to say or about creativity or anything. He's just going to go, I know how you guys work. It's your way or the highway.
Well, would they release it direct for like a Deadpool 3? Would they release it
he's still with Disney. So
Disney has like sub brands or sub names.
They do, but they don't like swear words, and they don't.
That's right, because if you guys have Disney Plus, you might not be able to find half of these.
No,
they're not exactly Disney friendly movies.
I think
here at Nik Flicks we have everything that is not rated X.
For you guys, comment down below if you think that maybe Disney is getting so big where they don't think about quality. When somebody gets really big, they kind of like say no matter what
they try to appeal to the biggest audience possible, and I don't blame them for that. But
they don't have much competition. Like the only closest competition is like WB, and let's face it, WB, the way they handled the DC movies it's kind of been disappointing,
yeah, there's not exactly a lot. There's Marvel and there's DC, and then there's
Disney is almost like a monopoly. It's like two companies away from being a monopoly.
Don't let them hear you. They'll come for you next.
I love you, Disney. I will serve you. will talk like Mickey Mouse if you want to do it. Oh, what's going on here? Oh. Yes. Like I said, I still love Marvel, guys, and Robert is a big Marvel fan,
And true story, my grandma's first name was literally Marvel. No relation to the comics, but
I was seriously. I was gonna look. I was like, no way. I was like waiting for something, but no.
My grandma's name was Marvel, because that was a thing before it became just a comic book.
And then another thing. Oh, speaking of another Disney movie, we're gonna go with this one, Pirates of the Caribbean.
Which one?
Dead Man's Chest. And I'm going to say this: the reason why I like
Never mind.
Pirates of the Caribbean.
I won't say.
And I like this series because it still has one of the most beautiful British actresses.
Keira
Knightley.
There we go. With
Keira Knightley. She is beautiful. Her acting is good. When she played Domino, she was good in that.
When she played Pizza, she's good in that. Oh wait, no, not Domino's Pizza.
Oh my gosh. And I like Johnny Depp. And I like Orlando Bloom. He did a good job in Lord of the Rings. Orlando Bloom.
I feel bad that they're trying to replace Johnny Depp for the series, considering that he has been the star of it and made the series. That's like replacing Robert Downey Jr. for Iron Man, even if you have to do it.
Did you like the Pirates of the Caribbean series, or you just like the first movie and you were like, okay, stop after the first one?
As a kid, I love pirates. I also got into Lego pirates as a kid. They have... These days, they have Lego everything, but when I was a kid, there was just a few different themes, and one was Lego Pirates. And when you buy one or two things, then it's like you have to keep adding on to it. And I remember I spent all my kid money. In other words, kids don't have money, and I spent like $35 or $40 on a pirate ship out of Legos. So I even wrote some poem about being a pirate and like read stuff. Like I remember reading something about Redbeard, where Blackbeard. I read as a kid that he would try and intimidate people when they would like take over a ship by lighting his beard on fire, so they thought he was like the devil or something. So it's in a sense it's right up my alley. But I watched some of it, and then I wanted to.
I think they got at some point carried away.
I wanted to like marathon them at some point, and. Yeah, like I will definitely watch them, but it's just I felt like it was kind of family entertainment.
Yeah.
Versus I'm just a single guy over here who would be more likely to like watch some post-apocalyptic film or something.
I want to tell you this: I love the first one. The first one was like the storyline was great, the characters, and then the characters in here are great. But what I liked about the first one, it wasn't so overly done with like CGI. Didn't have all the special effects, it wasn't so watered down with special effects, CGI, all that other stuff. It was like the curse of the coins, and
didn't Johnny Depp like actually take out a tooth or something
something like that? But
to
it was just
play
like
the
a great story, and they didn't get carried. Now the Dead Man's Chest is good, but then when they just got carried away, like Disney feels like sometimes they just like. They fall in love with quantity over quality.
I can see that. What do we got? I don't even know. The Intern, but when I hear The Intern, I think of the movie with Vince Vaughn and Owen Wilson.
Oh, that's a great little movie. That's a great movie.
It says promo on the outside, and this is sealed.
It's about a girl that has this.
Wouldn't it be great if this was like Oscar promo? Like, hey, here's a screener.
It's
for
a good
Oscar.
movie.
I do like Robert De Niro. Although
I like Robert De Niro.
The fact that it's Robert De Niro and Anne Hathaway, aka Batwoman from The Dark Knight Rises, and called The Intern. Oh, wait.
She's a Catwoman.
Is he the intern?
Yeah.
Okay, because at first I was getting a vibe
she owns like a fashion magazine.
At first I was going to get a vibe like, oh, Robert De Niro hires her and then has a thing for her, and then I was like, that'd be weird. But That actually sounds entertaining. Watching De Niro,
it's a good
play
movie.
like a fish out of water, trying to like.
It's a couples movie. Like,
is it?
If you got like your wife with you or your girlfriend,
but he doesn't fall for her or something.
No, it's like he becomes a mentor. Like he starts telling her like how to like run.
Why is it a promo?
I don't know, but
it's sealed, so it's brand new. I like De Niro. I was just watching him in Limitless the other day. So this seems like something worth checking out. When did it come out? 2015. Not even that long ago. 2015. I mean, at least in Robert and Nick years, like 2015 is not long ago. Maybe if you're like 18 or something, that might
like 2015 sounds.
But if you're 18,
that's like yesterday.
But if you're 18, like PlayStation 3 also sounds like a long time ago. Like you kids with your PlayStation 5s. Back in my day, I played a PlayStation 3.
Like when PlayStation was like $100. Oh man. All right, and then
maybe the next one will be the final one of this episode because that way we'll have like a nice 1 hour episode.
I can see that. What we're gonna end this one episode with is if you like Quentin Tarantino, and you guys are gonna hate me. Even Robert's probably gonna hate me. Never talk to me at work, and he's gonna throw me for saying that.
I don't know what that place is. I work for Nick's Flicks.
Yeah, I'm just saying. Well, I'm talking about this work and whatever. I only like a very few of Quentin Tarantino's movies. I like The Hateful Eight, and I like Pulp Fiction. I like Kill Bill Volumes 1 and 2.
But you're holding.
This is like, I think Kill Bill is like a homage, like Quentin Tarantino's homage to his. Is
it homage or homage?
Homage or homage to. I think this is basically him showing his love to the old karate movies, since he used to work at a video store.
Plus, he has a thing for her. She's like his muse. He was in pretty much all of his movies. Like she was in Pulp Fiction. Yeah. He probably has a crush on her.
He does. Like that's how all these creepy directors like.
He's
Quentin
like,
Tarantino.
I'm gonna make 2 movies, not 1, 2, and you're gonna be a star.
Quentin Tarantino. You see a lot of old school kind of like martial arts in this movie, like Kill Bill. That's what I like about it. Have you seen it?
Mm-mm.
Well, anyways,
I know of it, but I haven't seen it.
It's like every Quentin Tarantino. It's got what's his name?
That was in Kung Fu the Legend.
Kung Fu. It also has the RZA. I forgot about that. It has
from the Wu-Tang Clan.
Oh yeah, Quentin Tarantino has Michael Parks. Who played Kung Fu? What was his name?
Well, I know
James Carradine.
Yes.
James Carradine's in this, and I loved James Carradine before I found out he hung himself through some creepy asphyxiation.
Great positive note then.
But anyways, Kill Bill. Kill Bill is fun.
I'm not laughing at it. I'm not laughing at his demise. I'm laughing at that's the segue. Yes.
But it's a great movie.
And he did this while he was alive, and so he chose to do this.
I love James Carradine, really. Even though today, if he was alive, he'd be eviscerated because...
How old would he be now?
I don't know, but he would be eviscerated from Hollywood because when he did Kung Fu, Bruce Lee was supposed to star in Kung Fu, but they wanted a white guy. They wanted a white guy, and James Carradine...
So in 2020... Kung Fu the Legend Continues might be considered like cultural appropriation.
It means something along the lines of blackface.
But it was a great way for him to be in Kill Bill because he was already playing
he was a great martial artist. But he had a TV series too, James Carradine, about
Another
Kung Fu.
Kung Fu and Kung Fu the Legend Continues. Was he in both?
That was a TV series, wasn't it? Yeah, so I like James Carradine. Even let's forget what I just said about his demise.
I like Quentin Tarantino in general. He was in From Dusk Till Dawn, and he does a lot of stuff with Robert Rodriguez.
Oh, he was in Desperado. Was it the one with...
so he even acts sometimes.
Yeah, it was... but he was in... what was that one? Desperado.
Strange Guy,
where the guy was playing an El Mariachi. and it had what's his? God, I can't think of the guy's name, but
Spanish actor.
Spanish actor. He
that played Zorro.
Zorro.
Okay, Zorro. That's yeah. I know who you're talking about. He was
in that movie.
Antonio Banderas.
He was in that movie. Antonio Banderas called Desperado. Which Desperado, it's a whole other thing, but yeah. I mean, out of all, please.
So how did we do?
Yes, how did we do?
You guys can tell us that. And
I'm running on Kickstart, and he's running on a Frappe. And we need to know what you guys...
Kickstart's not a real energy drink. You better tell Nick that, because I've been telling him that for like 4 weeks now.
Are you serious? Try to tell that to Motley Crue. Kickstart my heart.
Nice reference.
Yeah,
nice
you like that?
Yes.
But anyways, guys, I hope guys and girls, you got to correct me when I say guys, because there are girls.
Guys and gals. Guys and gals.
Thank you so much for those who are watching this.
Thank you for watching.
And if you think we should do a survey, put a comment down below for what we should do next. Or post a comment, send us an email.
NickSlicks.com, NIKSFLICKS.com, and this is the Nik Show signing out and posing.
That's my sign off.
That's your sign off? Nice.
Like,
nice.
you know, when Mr. Rogers puts his shoes on.